It's the starting of the unit number 3 in operating system, and the first topic is the memory organization. So far you have already aware by the memory organization, and maybe you have already studied regarding the organization of the memory in computer organization in second year. I hope so.
Yes, sir.
So again, you can brush up because this topic is important and related to the operating system, because the operating system how the operating system will organize the memory, and it will come under the, we can say, after the CPU utilization, the another, we can say, the resource, number of resources which will be used by the operating system is the memory. So the how operating system will organize the memory, here we can see. So in a typical computer system, now you can see the diagram here, how we are going to organize the memory. So there is a shallow access and large capacity. So this is the one category. If there is a access of the memory, and slow means the time is more taken by the number of signals, or we can say the commands used by the user, and it is 1 to 5 seconds. And large capacity means almost unlimited. So here we can use the memory almost unlimited, but the access is slow. Now we can see here in this diagram, this is the main memory, that is the random access memory, which we always use whenever we will talk in context of the operating system. Then we consider the RAM, random access memory, the main memory, that is also called the main memory. And here, after this, you can see the cache, that is the cache memory here, and this is the internal memory, and charge coupled devices. The other here we are using the devices for the memory. Okay, high speed drum, moving head disk, magnetic or optical. Here archival storage, magnetic tape or photographic. So now here we can see how we are going to organize the memory. So this is, we are going to start from decreasing cost per bit here, and this is the access time here decreasing. Now fast, here we can access 1 to 20 nanosecond, and a small capacity 1 to 4 kbyte. So we can say here the fast, if there is a fast accessing of the memory, then the time must be around 1 to 20 nanosecond here. And slow, if we will talk about the slow accessing of the memory, then it is 1 to 5 second. Okay. Now what is, how we will calculate the access time here, and it is represented by the TA. Whenever we are going to calculate the memory speed, okay, then we always concentrate over the time, and this is, we can represent by TA. Okay, here this is the access time. Now what is this? The average time taken to read a unit of information. Okay, so these are the basic definitions for this. So the average time taken to read a unit of information. So we are going to read the information, and this is the average time. Okay, because here we will consider a number of points, and after that we can take the average time, and the average time here, for example, we are going to consider as 100 nanosecond. Okay, 100 into 10 to the power minus 9 second here. So this is the, here we can say the access time. Okay, and this is in context of the memory. So how we will calculate this? Now the, here the rate is, access rate is RA. Okay, and here now you can see 1 upon TA. So we can calculate this rate, and it is equivalent to 1 upon TA, bits per second. The unit is bits per second here. So just I am brushing up. So now you can calculate this rate, 1 upon 100 nanosecond. Now we will get this 10 MB per second here. Cycle time, how can we calculate the cycle time? It is represented by TC, and the average time lapse between two successive read operation. Okay, so this is the time, average time between the two successive read operations. Now we can calculate as, for example, 500 nanoseconds. So this is the average time, and we can represent in the form of the 10 to the power minus 9 also, or we can write ns nanosecond. This is the unit for this. Now, if we are aware by the access time, then we can calculate the rate and cycle time TC. Okay, so we can also calculate the bandwidth or the transfer rate, RC. RC is equal to 1 upon TC. So the unit for this is bits per second again. Now, for example, if the TC, the cycle time is 500 nanosecond, then we can calculate the bandwidth, or we can say the transfer rate, data transfer rate here. Okay, so how the data is transferring. So this is the rate, then this is called the bandwidth. So 1 over 500 nanosecond, then 2 MB per second here. This is the bandwidth. Now different classes of the memory. So first is the RAM. That is the normal RAM we use in the computer, random access memory. Okay, so this is the basic class of memory. We always start from the random access memory, RAM. Okay, and we always use, because the data transfer takes place from CPU to memory and vice versa. And finally, from the RAM, it goes to the secondary memory for the final storage. Okay, after execution of the data or the information will collect finally on the secondary memory. And here you can see this is called the direct access storage. So this is the, here we can say the secondary memory or the form of the secondary memory. So there are several devices we can use as a secondary memory. So HD, CD-ROM, DVD, hard disk, and this is the CD or DVD-ROM. So these are the form of the secondary storage. We can set up our data finally on such type of devices. Now the sequential access storage tapes. So these are the again devices for used for the storage purpose. Okay, that is the abbreviation for this is the DET. So these are the devices here we use for the final storage. Okay. Next is the associative, means the content addressable memory. So this is called the associative memory. Search for data via bit patterns. Okay, so with the help of this, we can search the data with the help of the bit patterns. Now again, there is a division of the associative memory, CAM, content addressable memory. And what is the content addressable memory? Here we can see includes comparison logic with each bit of storage. So whenever we store the data, then it includes comparison logic with each bit of storage. A data value is broadcast to all words of storage Okay, whenever we are going to broadcast the data, then we compared with the values there. So we can store temporarily for a short while, and then we can compare the data of whenever we are using for the listing purpose. Okay, we are maintaining the data, or we want to set our data in increasing or decreasing order, or in any order, then we use such type of memory. Okay, so that we can serially maintain the data as per order. So words which match are flagged. So sometimes during the searching, we use the associative memory. So then during the match, suppose we are searching for a particular item, or we can match the different words, then we can put a condition or use a condition, or we can use as a flag and then search. So subsequent operations can then work on flagged words. So after that, we can use some sort of operations, and we can proceed our work accordingly. Another type of memory is the ROM. Okay, so first is RAM, and then direct access storage, HD, CD-ROM, and DVD. And then here we can see sequential access storage tapes. That is also comes under this category of the secondary storage. Finally, we can also store the data in the form of the DAT. Or next class is the associative memory. Okay, whenever we want to use for the search purpose. Okay, so we can collect the data and can apply the order in that, and according to the order we can set the data either in the increasing or decreasing order. Okay, so next type is the ROM. So you are already aware by the RAM and secondary storage and also the ROM. Okay, so ROM you are already aware. This is the here fixed memory, programmable memory here. So this is the permanent storage ROM, unlike the RAM, because RAM we always use as the temporary storage for the temporary storage of the data. Okay, because on
सर
the yes,
सर रोम तो प्राइमरी मेमोरी है ना सर?
pardon,
सर रोम तो प्राइमरी मेमोरी सेकेंडरी सर?
ROM.
सर रोम तो सर रोम तो प्राइमरी मेमोरी है ना शायद?
Rome is the, we can say, it is not a, it is, even though it is the permanent memory, but we always use on the system ROM. ROM is the, we can say, the programmable memory, because we always use some sort of program and then inbuilt the ROM. So ROM, it is a permanent storage. Okay, it is unlike the RAM, but we cannot say it is the secondary storage ROM, because here we cannot do the fixed programming in this, because you have already hear about the EPROM. Okay, that is the type of the ROM. Erasable ROM. There is also erasable ROM. Okay, so we can here fix our program inside the ROM. So there are several chips we are using in the form of the ROM microcontrollers. In various machines we are using in the form of the ROM or EPROM or the EEROM, EEPROM. Okay, so programmable read-only memory. This is called the ROM. Read-only memory simply, and then PROM and EEPROM. So there is a facility. So we can use it as a permanent memory, but whenever once we program this ROM, then we cannot alter, we cannot change. Okay, suppose if we want to change, then only the programmer can change the data or the program which is already stored inside this. But the secondary storage, every time we can retrieve the data from there, and uh, also we can store the data. So there is a direct access to the storage, but here there is no direct access to the storage. Okay, Just during the starting of the program, we can use only this fixed program. Here we cannot store again and again the data in the room. Okay, because this is the programmable data here. So we cannot alter the room again and again. But in case of the secondary storage, you can store and retrieve the data. Okay, because in case of the hard disk, just you are going to divide into several parts. So you cannot do in case of the room. So we can say this is the permanent memory, but it is the fixed permanent memory. Fixed means we cannot change it again and again. Okay, so once the programmer writes the program, and after that, this is the fixed program for a particular job. So we cannot alter or change. Okay, but nowadays there is also erasable ROM. Uh, we can change the program, but you cannot use as a secondary memory to the ROM. You cannot alter every time. Okay, so this here this is there is a storage of the fixed program. Now these are the different categories. Here primary memory. So primary memory again here the division. Okay, so now you can see here in this diagram primary memory. So this is the category ROM is coming into the category of the primary memory. Okay, here you can say this is the division of the primary memory as RAM and then ROM. Okay, so RAM, random access memory, this is the temporary memory. Okay, it holds the data for a particular duration only. Okay, or as you switched off, then the data we can say goes forever. But in case of the ROM, even though it is the primary memory, it comes under this category. But here storage is permanent. Okay, so the category of the ROM is the primary memory. It is not the secondary memory. Okay, now you can understand the difference between these two. So here, this is called the volatile. You are already aware, volatile memory, and this is non-volatile, means this is the fixed. Okay, we are not losing the data here, even after switching off our system, because there is a permanent programming, permanent storage here. But from the ROM, we cannot access every time. We cannot retrieve the data every time because there is a fixed programming there. Now, in this case, you can see this is the temporary here RAM. The division is again magnetic core. Okay, so this is in the form of the magnetic core we can use. Another type is called the semiconductor type. Okay, so semiconductor type, there is again division, static or dynamic. Okay, static means fixed, and dynamic we are changing. It is a variable. We can change as per our program. Okay, it means we are dividing the RAM and into number of slots, and you are already aware at the upper slot of the RAM it is occupied by the operating system, and after the remaining area is used for the user area. Then user can write the program or collect the data or retrieve the data from there. But it is the temporary memory. Okay, this is again another type, static and dynamic. This is here the fixed, we cannot change the data, and this is the dynamic. Here the your data is or program or information is occupying as per need. Okay, as per need of the space. But here the space divided as fixed slot. So here the slot is fixed. Okay, just we can divide into 4K byte, 4K byte, like okay, or 2K byte, sometimes 4K byte and 8K bytes is like this. But in case of the dynamic, if the coming program is of we can say the 2 KB, Okay, then it cannot go to the 4K slot. So your program cannot occupy the greatest slot of this RAM. Okay, it will go into the 2K as per requirement. So this is called the dynamic division of the RAM. Now we are coming to the ROM. So ROM, another category of the primary memory, but here the temporary storage of data, and in this case permanent storage of data. Okay, but it is different than the secondary memory. Now ROM can be divided as bipolar. Here it is based on the technology of the bipolar, and again MOS. Okay, so we can use here the metal oxide semiconductors based on the MOS technology, and this is based on the bipolar technology. So earlier uh, we were using the transistors. Okay, bipolar means we were using the transistor, and after that it is based on the MOS technology. Okay, now bipolar is divided as mass chrome and then chrome, programmable read-only memory. So here again on the this is based on the MOS technology, and this is divided as mass chrome means similar. Here is also mass chrome, but here the technology is different. Means bipolar technology, and this is MOSFET technology. Okay. So here the consumption is very less and speed is fast. We can access the data or retrieve the data from the ROM as compared to the BGT, that is as compared to the transistor. Here the speed is more. Okay, and also energy consumption, we can say the requirement is very less. Speed is fast in case of this technology. So here again the division mass ROM, PROM and EPROM and EAROM. So these are the different types of the ROM you can study. But here we are not going to elaborate such type because no need to this type of definitions. We are not here defining the technology or the basic things or the basic working of this. But on the behalf of the operating system, just I want to differentiate between the primary memory and secondary memory. What is the cache memory? Okay, and difference between the RAM and ROM. Only, and what is the internal memory? Anybody else? Please tell me.
सर रोम में सर कौन कौन सी मेमोरी होती है जो डाटा स्टोर करती हैं?
Pardon?
सर रोम में कौन कौन सी मेमोरी होती है जो सर डाटा स्टोर करता है, सर स्टोर करती है?
Data is stored to heavy copy. We can store the data either it is based on the transistor technology or the MOS technology.
जी
Now you can
जी
see
सर।
here mass chrome means here the programming is fixed. Okay, mass chrome you cannot change the program. Mass chrome means this. Okay, PROM programmable read only memory. Here just you can change your program, but again it is fixed for a particular job. PROM and EPROM. This is again the erasable. This is called the erasable programmable read-only memory. Okay, erasable access read-only memory. So these are different types, and here we can change the data as you are asking that in which case we can change the data. Here you can change the data, and in this room you cannot change. Okay, I am not talking about the technology, which technology we are using. Here we are using different number of transistors. This ROM, you can say here built with the help of the uh, transistors, and here most technology based, but the working is same. This is also the mask ROM. Here this is the fixed. You cannot alter, you cannot change. But in this case, here you can change the program, so only the programmer can change or alter, not the user. Okay, so in this case, user cannot change the already here implemented program by the programmer. So similarly, in this case also, EPROM, erasable, programmable, read only memory. So here you can erase. So we can use the different technology to erase the data, and then you can change the program, but it works for a particular task. Okay, even though you can write again, like the you can say that writable DVD or the CD. Okay, so in that you can erase and again you can write the data. So the same technology here we can use ROM. CD-ROM is also like this. So we can use the technology and we can erase the program. In this case, we can erase our program here. Okay, we can change, but not every time. It is not like the secondary memory. It is unlike the secondary memory. We cannot retrieve the data. We cannot store the data. User cannot store the data there in the room. Okay, so it is only done by the programmers. Now the main memory design here we can see how we can design the main memory, means the primary memory. I was asking one question from you people, that is the what is the internal memory?
Hard disk, sir.
Internal memory.
Sir, cache memory, registers.
That is called the internal memory. What is the primary memory, main memory, internal memory?
Pri-
I am not talking about
primary
the
memory.
CPU. Okay, please don't tell in context of the CPU, central processing unit. Just this is the simple terminology I am using. What is the internal memory? What is the primary memory? What is the main memory?
RAM
Sir,
होती है sir.
internal memory, sir, RAM, ROM.
Yes. So RAM and ROM, again you can say the same main memory. Okay, primary memory. So we can say the RAM and ROM both are internal memory or the main memory or the primary memory. What is the cache memory?
Fastest memory होती है sir.
फास्टेस्ट में सर जो रैम और प्रोसेसर के बीच में होती है.
Yes, I have already asked, I think, such type of question.
Yes, sir, hardware lab.
Yes. So you are already aware by this. So it resides between the RAM and
The processor logic.
प्रोसेसर.
Processor.
processor. Good. Okay. So this is one of the fastest memory. So how we can design the main memory, even though it is not in our course, just you can only brush up. It is the part of the computer organization. Here we are not going to design the main memory. Just here we can see how the data is flowing from primary memory to the central processing unit and vice versa. But the designing of the memory is not in our course. But here just you can see only the block diagram, how we are going to configure this. Here we can divide, this is the 1K into 4 RAM chip. So this is the 4K, here the random access memory chip, and how we are going to encode and decode, and how will we get the output from this, the memory, main memory. Now this is the clock and this is the right here we can say this is and this is the clock cycle. uh, you can say how it will work. Then it is high, low and low. So in the logic gates, you have already studied this, maybe possible. Then if it is high, then how it will work. Then this is not selected, or if this is
Yes sir. वो sir CS
low,
sir chip select है शायद.
how we can select this. Okay, so now you can see, yes, you are right. This is the chip select. So here if it is high, and then you can here see the mode of this. So not selected, write or read. Okay, so this is the status of the bi-directional date lines D3 to D0, and this is the power. So it is about the memory chip of the here RAM, how it will work, and then the power here it is given standby, active, and this is again active. Okay, so it will depend upon the working of this. The here if it is high or low or both low or low and high. So the working depend on the logic gates here. So no need to go in the deep of this. We are not going to design the memory here. Now, how do we build a 4K into 4 RAM using 1K into 4 RAM chips? So again, you can skip this. No need to design here. Again, this is the memory band switching. Also, I am not going to consider this again. Now memory address extension. Now just you can see only this block diagram. So this is the here processor, CPU, central processing unit, and this is here you can see the RAM. So 4-bit base offset. How you will get the 20-bit physical address to memory here. So this is the data bus here. So base address and the data bus, and this is 16-bit address bus. So in which processor we have the 16-bit address bus? Any idea? Address bus and data bus. Any idea about this?
Yes, sir.
808085. Sir,
8085. Data bus is in 8085. What is the length of the data bus? Number of bits in 8085?
एड्रेस बस 15 लेंथ होती है सर, और डेटा बस की सर शायद उतनी
8.
होती है, 8
हैं?
होती है सर।
डेटा बस कितनी होती? लेंथ कितनी होती है
D0
डेटा?
से D7 तक सर।
Is data bus D0 to D7? Huh?
Yes sir.
Means 8-bit. Okay. So in case of
Yes,
the
sir.
8085, the data bus is 8 bits. Okay. And address bus is 16-bit.
15 bit. Yes sir, 16
16.
bit.
Yes.
16-bit.
16.
Okay. That is you
Okay.
can call it as the A0 to A15. Then also include A0 because the address starts from the A0. Then total number of bits is 16-bit. So this is called the 16-bit, A0 to A15. Now there is also the multiplexing, okay, because we use the common bits of the data, okay. We choose the 8 bits of the data, and then we can implement the address bus. So we can do the multiplexing. We can use those 8 bits, and then again 8 bits from the address bus. Okay. So why do we use the multiplexing? Any idea?
Yes,
To
sir.
receive a single output from multiple inputs.
So
Yes,
what is
sir.
the advantage of multiplexing?
transfer
Sir,
many data in a single bus.
यस सर, डेटा बस सर लिमिटेड होती है सर, मगर एड्रेस बस के साथ हम डेटा को भेज सकते हैं सर। मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग इसमें काम करती है।
हाँ, तो मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग करती है तो उसका कोई एडवांटेज तो होगा भाई। इज देयर एनी एडवांटेज? व्हाई डू वी यूज दिस टर्म मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग? रिस्क और सिस्क का नाम सुना है?
स्पेस बढ़ जाता है सर, स्पेस बढ़ जाता है।
Yes, sir,
एड्रेस भी
risk
साथ में
और
रहता है,
CISC।
डेटा।
नो, स्पेस का आगे बढ़ जाता है।
सर इजीली मतलब कॉम्प्लेक्स को इजीली देता है सर, क्योंकि सर एक मतलब बहुत सारा इनपुट होता है, एक आउटपुट बना देता है सर।
हाँ, तो फिर इसका मतलब क्या कर रहे हैं आप? थोड़ा सा सही पहुंच रहे हो आप लोग।
सर हम ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं सर आसानी से, कई सारे सिग्नल्स को एक साथ पास कर सकते हैं सर। उसके बाद फिर जब पास हो जाए तो उसको डीमल्टीप्लेक्स करके सर
जी, कौन?
तो
मसूद
उसका हम यूज कर सकते
मसूद बोल रहे हैं?
हैं। जी सर।
हाँ, तो इसमें क्या है, मेन ये रहता है आपका कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी रिड्यूस हो जाती है हमारी। आवर टारगेट इज टू रिड्यूस द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी।
यस सर।
ओके,
यस सर
और
यस सर
दूसरा टारगेट क्या रहता है हमारा, स्पीड को एनहांस करना, स्पीड को बढ़ाना, प्लस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी को रिड्यूस करना, क्योंकि जब भी
सर
हम,
आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
अरे आवाज की प्रॉब्लम हो रही है,
सर आवाज बहुत कट कट के आ रही है सर आपकी।
ये तो हम तो यहाँ का वो यूज कर रहे हैं एमयू का, तब भी प्रॉब्लम हो रही है।
अरे तुम्हारा नेटवर्क खराब है इरशाद।
हाँ
सर क्लियर आ रही है हमें
तो एक्चुअली
ये
क्या
सब
बता
क्लियर
रहे
आ
थे हम, जो मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग की जाती है आपकी, तो टू रिड्यूस द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ द सर्किट। ओके, क्योंकि आपने देखा होगा सीपीयू में जो कॉम्प्लेक्स आपका सर्किट रहता है, तो डेटा बस और एड्रेस बस को हम मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग कर देते हैं, यानी कि हम डेटा बस के 8 जो आपके बिट्स हैं वो हम यूज कर सकते हैं एड्रेस बस में, तो एड्रेस बस में हम कॉमन कर देते हैं, यानी कि हमने मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग जो की है तो वो डेटा बस के 8 बिट उठा लिए और आपके 8 बिट एड्रेस बस की वायरिंग आ रही है और डेटा बस की 8 बिट की वायरिंग आ रही है, उसे कॉमन कर दिया तो वो यूज हो रहा है एड्रेस बस की तरह। ठीक है, एड्रेस बस की तरह यूज हो रहा है, इट मींस जस्ट वी आर वर्किंग ओनली आवर टारगेट इज टू रिड्यूस द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ द सर्किट। ठीक है, सर्किट की कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी को रिड्यूस करने के लिए एंड आल्सो टू एनहांस द efficiency of that we can say the model। ओके, तो जब यूज कर रहे हैं हम 8085 के लिए और उसी में हम स्टार्ट कर दिया था मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग, तो मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग इसलिए कर रही थी हम लोग, आपने ये भी पढ़ा होगा रिस्क और सिस्क दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या होता है। ठीक है, रिड्यूस इंस्ट्रक्शन और सिस्क भी आपने पढ़ा होगा, कॉम्प्लेक्स
यस सर,
इंस्ट्रक्शन।
कंपाइलर इसमें था,
हाँ
ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ही था सर।
जी जी जी, सीओ में पढ़ा होगा सारी चीज़ें जी, तो उसी में सब मेमोरी से रिलेटेड सारी चीज़ें हैं, किस तरह से डिज़ाइन की जाती है और कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी किस तरह से रिड्यूस करते हैं हम लोग, तो कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी रिड्यूस की जाती है आपकी और स्पीड एनहांस कर दी जाती है। ठीक है, तो ये आपका होता है बट द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द डेटा बस एंड द एड्रेस बस एंड व्हाट इज द मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग एंड द एडवांटेज ऑफ मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग। तो ये आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर, दिस इज द कैश मेमोरी, हाउ बिकॉज यू आर ऑलरेडी अवेयर बाय दिस, हियर द सीपीयू एंड दिस इज द कैश एंड दिस इज द मेन मेमोरी। ओके, एंड दिस इज द एक्सटर्नल स्टोरेज। एक्सटर्नल स्टोरेज की जब भी हम बात करेंगे मीन्स द सेकेंडरी मेमोरी। Okay, so this is the central processing unit and here you are using the cache memory, both here we are using, and this has the interface with the main memory. Okay, so main memory and this is the CPU, so between the main memory and CPU you are using this cache memory, and this is the external storage where you can store the data finally here, because the main memory is the temporary memory. Okay, that is the primary memory and mainly the RAM, random access memory. Okay, because again